For years, I thought price was just a number. It goes up when people buy, it goes down when people sell. That's what everyone told me, and that's what I learned. But that is far from the truth. And that is the reason why nothing on my chart ever made sense. Price isn't just a number, it's the market doing one specific job. And once you understand what that job is, that is the turning point to your trading. So make sure you watch till the very end. I just want to dive straight into it and not waste any time, because this is what truly changed my trading. If you are looking here, this is your normal candlestick chart. It doesn't tell you much information. It just shows you open, low, high, close. But that isn't what moves the market. And this was the problem I had when I was trading normal candlesticks and normal price action. Yes, it works, and yes, it gives you sufficient information, but I was the one that always questioned why it works. And this is what led me to finding out about order flow, footprint chart, auction market theory, and so on. Because when you zoom in, this is what you are currently seeing. This is the footprint cluster, specifically the delta cluster. But before we even get into this, you need to understand how price moves. The market has two types of participants: aggressive players, passive players. Aggressive players are those taking from the market. Passive players are those supplying to the market. So think of aggressive as your market executions, passive as your limit orders. The market is an auction. It only moves higher or lower depending if there is more demand for buying or more demand for selling. And the whole reason why it moves higher or lower is to pair up the aggressive buying or aggressive selling with passive buying or passive selling. That is what you need for a transaction to be successfully facilitated. There always has to be two sides to every transaction. An aggressive buyer has to be paired up with a passive seller. Aggressive seller has to be paired up with a passive buyer. The market will continue moving higher or lower if the outstanding aggressive demand heavily overwhelms the passive supply. And that is the useful thing with looking at footprint charts, because all you are measuring within the market's main aim is to facilitate as many transactions as possible. So based on that, all you are looking for within the market are battle of orders. Who is currently in control and who is being rewarded with their effort, which leads me on to these two states of delivery, balanced and imbalanced. So because the market's main aim is to facilitate as many transactions as possible, the most optimal range for it to play in is in a balanced condition. Balanced condition is just a consolidated range. The reason why this is the most optimal range for the markets to play in is because here, the most volume is able to be facilitated. The most transactions are able to be facilitated. Both buyers and sellers are most satisfied. So that is fulfilling the market's number one aim, to fulfill as many transactions as possible. And if I draw out the volume profile, you can see the bulk of the volume happened within these consolidated phases. So these are your balanced ranges. And as you would guess, when one side gets more aggressive, when one side is no longer satisfied with facilitating transactions at these balanced ranges, they will get more aggressive and break out of the range high or the range low. In this case, we break out of the range high. Aggressive buyers are more aggressive. Aggressive buyers are no longer satisfied with facilitating orders at the consolidated range. And it's the same thing here. It's the same thing over and over again. These are the two phases that the market can only move in. When we break out of a range, you're asking yourself whether we can find acceptance outside of the range or not. And this is a clear example here. We consolidate, aggressive buyers get more aggressive buyers get more impatient, they break out, they're no longer satisfied, and then they find acceptance above the previous range. Because here we start to build fair value again. Buyers and sellers are consolidating, sellers are satisfied, buyers are satisfied. So this is a healthy uptrend. And those are the two stages of delivery. That is something important you have to understand. Now, where it gets better is when you pair it up with order flow, when you pair it up with footprint charts, because this gives you so much information. Zooming in now to these candles, like I said, these are your footprint clusters. These are your delta clusters. So delta is the difference between aggressive buyers hitting the ask and aggressive sellers hitting the bid. So when you have negative delta, which is highlighted in red here, that means aggressive sellers are in control. When you have positive delta, which is highlighted in green, that means aggressive buyers are in control. Remember, aggressive participants move the market. The market has no reason to move higher or lower if there isn't any demand. And I'll say this over and over again. The only reason why the market moves is to facilitate the demand with supply. So the delta cluster only shows you aggressive participants. Everyone complicates this, but it's so simple. All you are looking for is whether the effort is getting rewarded or not. So when you have aggressive selling, when you have large negative delta, you want to see price action continue lower if those aggressive sellers are to be rewarded, if those aggressive sellers are truly in control. When you have it, and it's the same thing for buyers. When you have large aggressive buyers, when buyers are in control, you want to see the price action move higher, candles close higher, candles closing bullish, to show you that aggressive buyers are in control and they're being rewarded for their effort. But the problem comes when they don't get rewarded. And with the Delta cluster, like I said, you only see aggressive players, you don't see passive players. The market only moves if the demand overwhelms the supply. So what happens when passive supply overwhelms aggressive demand? You get something like this, where you have large aggressive selling, but they do not get rewarded with lower price action. The market has no reason to continue lower if the aggressive demand over here is able to be facilitated with the resting passive supply at this level. If there is enough passive supply at this level to facilitate with this outstanding aggressive demand, then the market has no reason to move lower. And here is what you call absorption. These aggressive sellers are being absorbed, and that is a good indicator for potential reversal higher or lower depending on who gets absorbed. The reason why I say it is a potential indicator is because absorption doesn't move price. Absorption just stalls price, but what actually moves price is when you have initiation, when you have aggressive buyers stepping back in here within this example, and that is what moves price higher. Aggressive players are the one that moves price. And this is where it gets interesting, because when you pair up Delta clusters, footprint, order flow with auction market theory with the two stages of delivery, balance and imbalance, this is where your understanding of how the market moves will change completely. So if you look at the same price action and you mark out the consolidated range, remember, this is our consolidated range. These are our balance ranges, balance ranges, balance ranges. You mark out your balance range, let's make this in green, and then you zoom in. Look at what you get. Every time we break below the range low, the opposing side is trying to protect it. So here, using the same example, we break below the range low, aggressive sellers are in control, they no longer want to facilitate transactions at this level, so they try to break out of the range low to find a cheaper price to transact at. However, because this is the most optimal range for the market to play in, the range highs will have passive sellers, and the range lows will have passive buyers protecting it. So when we try to break out of here, if the aggressive selling demand is unable to overwhelm the passive buying supply, these players get absorbed, buying initiation steps back in, and we play back within the range. So the market continues to facilitate transactions within the range. It fails to break out lower, sellers fail to break out lower, they fail to find acceptance, buyers step back in, and we continue facilitating as many transactions as possible within the range. We are in an extremely balanced phase of delivery at the moment. And it's the same thing when you go up to the highs. When price breaks out of the high, if these aggressive buyers are not getting rewarded with higher price action, so you see here, large aggressive delta, large positive delta, indicating aggressive buyers are in control. If you compare the numbers, the bid and the ask, 14 aggressive buyers hit the ask, 14 buying contracts hit the ask, 3 aggressive selling contracts hit the bid, 33 aggressive buying contracts hit the ask, 23 aggressive selling contracts hit the bid. So comparing like these bid and ask numbers alone, aggressive buyers are heavily overwhelming aggressive sellers. So aggressive buyers are in control here. There is more aggressive buying at this level. So the market should ideally move higher if it is to reward the aggressive buying effort. But that isn't the case. We break above the range high, they do not get rewarded with higher price action, and here, aggressive selling steps back into play. Aggressive sellers are able to take control, and we initiate lower. If you want to look at it from an even deeper perspective, look at this, right? Focusing on the candle. So the side open, high, low, close. This is my candlestick. We open here. There's a large wick, which means how price moved here was we open here, we move up, right? Aggressive buyers are taking control, we move up, but they fail to get rewarded with continued price action. They're unable to sustain the move, and these aggressive buyers become trapped as price continues lower, expands lower to the low of the candle, and then retraces slightly with a minor bottom wick. This is the candle's formation. Open, high, low, close. And this is how the candle formed. All of these aggressive buyers did not get rewarded. This expansion lower was the result of selling initiation after we had this absorption. And this is why AMD works out, because you're just looking for absorption and then you're looking for initiation to displace lower. That is a very strong indicator for a reversal lower, especially when you come into a level of resistance, which is at our passive selling level above the range high of the balanced range. And that is the beauty of using footprint clusters. It's so simple to use and it provides you so much information. If you're just using normal candlesticks and normal price action, when we come into here, you would have to wait for a breakout of potentially this low for a market structure break. But with footprint clusters, with delta clusters, you can already tell from just a few number of candles. And then what do we get here? Eventually, like I said, aggressive buyers will get more impatient and break out in hindsight. But how can we tell that this isn't the same as this over here? Because look at what you have. Look at the footprint chart. We break above, right? In the process of breaking above, these aggressive sellers get absorbed. So this is an early indicator of a potential breakout to the upside. Because here, aggressive sellers who try to keep price within our balance range are already starting to get absorbed. Their effort is starting to not get rewarded and they're starting to get exhausted. So this is an early indicator. Once we break out of this high over here with large aggressive buying, aggressive sellers try to step back in again. This time, even larger than the previous effort. We have large aggressive selling. 108 aggressive selling contract in comparison to 62 aggressive buying contracts hitting the ask. These three levels were dominated by aggressive sellers. However, the candle closes higher. The candle closes with a strong bullish body. Price action continues higher. Price action does not reverse completely. And that is a good indicator that these aggressive sellers are getting absorbed. This becomes a battle of order because even though aggressive sellers are getting absorbed at this level, aggressive buyers are still unable to shift price completely higher. So this is a battle of orders and you want to see who is able to gain control with the following candles. You want to see if aggressive buyers are able to step back in again and initiate price higher, or aggressive sellers win this battle of orders and initiate lower despite being absorbed at this candle. This candle is just an early indicator, but your true confirmation comes from this battle of orders and who actually gains control. If you look over here, going to the right side, we break out of the battle of orders. Aggressive sellers break out, but they are still not getting rewarded with lower price action. And this is another example. Aggressive sellers absorbed, aggressive sellers absorbed, until eventually you have large aggressive buying come into place. After you have this candle, this is an extremely good sign that we are going to break to the upside after we break out of the range high. Simply because even though we had a battle of orders here, and even though aggressive sellers were able to break lower, they were unable to sustain the move lower. There was a lack of initiation and any effort was simply absorbed with higher price action. Their effort was not getting rewarded with lower price action, and then aggressive buyers are able to step in and completely dominate most of these levels and get rewarded with higher price action at the same time. If this candle is too aggressive for you, look at the next one. Aggressive sellers absorbed. Aggressive sellers absorbed. Buying initiation, the candle clearly closes bullish and we clearly come higher. So in the grand scheme of things, this is where you can have an entry. Entry here, because now you have so many confluences, right? So many confluences that we're going to break above the range high, break above the balance range. There is more buying demand than passive selling. And this is where you can anticipate for us to transition from a balanced state of delivery to an imbalanced state of delivery. So when you have this confirmation that the breakout is real, entry on the confirmation, and you would target the next resistance level or the next level you would anticipate for some sort of balance to take place. If you zoom out, right, again, drawing out the volume profile, this becomes a value area high. So this is potentially the next level of resistance. And as you can see here, that's exactly what we get. We come into the value area high and price starts to find balance again. Look, aggressive buyers, they try to break above, but they do not get rewarded with higher price action. And look how precise this is. It overlaps with the value area high of this down move lower. So nothing is random. The market remembers what happens in previous levels, and it's always going to be a battle of orders. Who is able to take control and who is able to get rewarded with that control? Always remember, the market functions on supply and demand, and as a result, that is why you get your battle of orders. The whole reason you get a battle of orders is for the market to facilitate as many transactions as possible, see who is in control, and see who is able to get rewarded with their effort. And this is one big balanced range, and the way to play this is extremely simple. Identify the range low and identify the range high. Anytime price comes into the extreme, you're looking for the same confirmation on order flow, right? We come into the low. Now you're looking to see if aggressive participants are being rewarded with lower price action or they're not. And if they're not, then passive buyers are clearly protecting this level as you would anticipate from the range low protection. As you can see here, large aggressive selling, but they do not get rewarded with lower price action. And this is where you could start to look for your long setups to the range high. Right here, continued selling absorption, and then you have initiation. Aggressive buyers are now stepping in, moving price higher, and they're getting rewarded with their effort. You can enter on the next candle's open, stop loss below the low, targeting the next high. Right, you get tagged in, and then price eventually takes you out. And now you're looking for the same thing at the range high. It's so simple. It repeats over and over again. This is why balanced ranges combined with order flow is so powerful. And this is why I created my OBM strategy. Because you don't have to overcomplicate it. This is how the market moves. And you're looking for confirmation with order flow to support that movement. We come into the high. Large aggressive buying, but they do not get rewarded with higher prices. And then initiation lower. Once you have this initiation lower, look to enter. Stops at the high. Target the range low. And this was a turning point to my trading, is when I was able to finally understand how the market moves and why the market moves. So if you want to dive deeper into this and work with me one-on-one, check the description to apply. Apart from that, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.